My friends, it's Kirsten. I've missed you. It has been so long since I posted on YouTube or a podcast, and this week finally felt like, you know what? I'm just gonna come on and share an update. To be honest, I don't even know how much I'm gonna post after this, but I wanted to share with you some really cool, exciting things that have been happening over the last 9, 10 months since I have posted last on YouTube and podcasts. Um, because it's been really exciting stuff that I'm super grateful for. And honestly, it feels so surreal to be sharing these things with you. So, in no particular order, I'm first going to just mention briefly what encouraged me to stop posting on YouTube, because I got such nice messages and comments from some of you who watch or listen regularly, and you've shared like you really love my podcast or my YouTube videos and you're just wanting to make sure I'm okay. And I'm so sorry. I realize me not posting actually looks like something bad happened to me. If you don't follow me on Instagram, here's what actually happened. Thank you so much for your concern. So sorry I scared you guys. All of that happened is really around the end of 2024. I just was very busy with work, which I love to do. I was coaching lots of clients, and I started to notice that a few of my posts were doing really well on Instagram, and in general, my Instagram was growing quite a lot. I noticed that that was a majority of, or a place where a majority of my clients were finding me. And I also just started to notice that for the amount of effort I was pouring into my YouTube videos and my podcasts, and the amount of money too, because I do hire or have hired, this one's all me, but I have for many years hired video editors to take care of the editing of my videos, which I'm very grateful for. But anyway, with all of that, I just noticed that the time and effort and money I was putting into YouTube videos seemed to be producing a much more minimal impact compared to what I was starting to be able to do on Instagram. I noticed that compared to just a few hundred views on my YouTube videos and podcasts, I was getting thousands per daily post and being able to interact with lots of dancers on Instagram. So I just thought, you know what? I've really enjoyed YouTube. I love long form content. I love being able to go very deep into these topics and dive into the nuance, the details, all that stuff. I love that. However, I was also just feeling this intuitive nudge to just simplify things in my business and in my life, because I had a lot of personal and professional exciting things going on. And I felt like it was starting to get to a point where adding on YouTube videos on top of the rest of the things I was doing was diminishing my ability to show up with energy and focus in the other areas that I really wanted to focus on. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go on a little experiment, simplify so I could focus on these other things, primarily Instagram and my business. When I did that, what do you know? My following doubled, almost doubled, and my impact has been really growing there. So I just thought, okay, well, if that's working, I'm gonna keep going with it. At the same time, in January, I am so excited to share with you, if you didn't already know, I was featured in Pointe Magazine, well, which really meant I was asked to contribute to an article, I think on handling pre-audition nerves. It's been a while. And that was such an honor and such a dream come true. I knew that the feature was small. It was more like I was contributing to an article and they had my picture and a little bit about my work in there. And that was just still such a dream come true for me, because I had gotten the blessing of having my photo in Pointe Magazine as a dancer in 2016. And that was just such a dream come true. So I thought, oh my goodness, now that I'm doing this coaching work for dancers, I really want to be able to contribute my ideas and share about my work and be featured for that. Now that that's what I'm doing and I'm so passionate about it in Pointe Magazine. And so that dream came true, and it was so cool to be able to have an interview with Amy Brandt. And I have totally read her articles, her columns from in Pointe Magazine from when I was a teenager. So it was freaking surreal to be with her on Zoom and for her to say, oh yeah, I've heard your name a few times in the office. I've been wanting to reach out. And I'm like, what? Wow, it just really goes to show, like, my philosophy is just slow and steady. I put my head down and I do the work that's in front of me. I focus on the people that are in front of me. I share the messages I have today. And it's just been slow and steady growth in my work. And it's so cool that since I work just in my home office most of the time, and I share my messages online. I have no idea most of the time who I'm impacting, exactly what my messages mean to them, who I'm reaching specifically. So moments like that are so cool. So that was one thing. Another thing is, I should go ahead and just acknowledge this now. If you've been watching on YouTube, you might see some extra jewelry on my hand. I'm engaged, and I'm so grateful and excited. It's just truly such an exciting blessing to be able to tell you guys. I don't get too much into my personal life, and that's actually partially important to me. Not that I want to hide it, I just do value privacy quite a bit. And I like to stay focused on my work and the messages I'm sharing for dancers. Though it is fun to open up about personal things from time to time. So I will be turning 32 in just a month. And just to know that the fiance I have now and my future husband is like truly, he has been worth waiting every single one of those days for, because I wanted to get married a little sooner in life, but so worth the wait. Such a no-brainer to say yes when he asked me to marry him. And I am so excited to have a relationship that feels like such a fit, and also it's just above and beyond what I expected. Like, to have someone I not only feel so connected to and so understood and known by and loved by, but also someone who truly helps me to fulfill my potential as a person and sees my potential as a person. And he's such a huge support to my work. And that just means the world to me, and the same with me to him as well. So we are so excited and so thankful. So that's the personal update. Another update I want to share with you that is actually the reason why I was like, you know what, I need to just post. I need to share this, is this has been almost a year in the making, which is insane, but I should back up a little bit. In November of 2024, the team from Dance Masterclass, I don't know if you know them, reached out to me for an initial interview because they saw my work online and they were interested in doing a masterclass on building confidence for dancers, or how dancers can look and feel more confident. And so they saw my work, wanted to interview me to see if it'd be a fit. We had an initial call, and when I first got that email, I was like, wait, is this real? Is this real or is this spam? It took a couple seconds, but I was like, no, it's real. That's crazy. And so anyway, we had the initial call. A month goes by and I'm like, well, you know what? I guess it didn't work out, but I'm just so grateful they reached out to me. What an honor. I get an email a month later saying, oh, we want to set you up with the CEO. He wants to have a conversation with you. Long story short, call by call, sharing drafts, putting together a script, planning. It took so much work and effort, but it has been so exciting to share with you that I have now been featured on Dance Masterclass as one of the master instructors. So the class that has now just launched on Dance Masterclass is called How to Look and Feel More Confident as a Dancer. And it is such a dream come true. I truly can't believe it because, wow, the level of expertise on that platform, like, if you know anything about Dance Masterclass, even if you've seen their ads or if you go on their website, which I'll link below, you'll see that truly they call it Dance Masterclass because the best of the best in the dance world have their own classes on technique, artistry, conditioning, nutrition. Like, truly the best of the best are on this platform, and it is produced in an incredibly high quality, engaging way. So that is why this has taken almost a year from first email to launch to come to fruition. But I'm so excited to share about this with you, and I really hope that you go check out my masterclass. I will link down below to the Dance Masterclass website so you can check it out and enroll. And I really hope you'll enroll so you can see my masterclass. If you do, please let me know what you think about it. Give it 5 stars. Give us some good feedback. I am so grateful and excited to share that with you. Another huge dream come true. Sheesh, what else? This year has been wild. Other dreams come true. I ended up going to Europe twice. Most recently in August, I went to Hungary to go to the Crescendo Summer Institute. Basically what this is I'm a part of Crescendo Dance, which is a Christian ministry for professional ballet dancers, very specific, but if you're a Christian and you're also a professional dancer, it's just so special to be in community with like-minded people, and it's with dancers from all over the world. We meet over Zoom every couple weeks. So that community has been such a special part of my life. And every year in late July, early August, there's something called the Crescendo Summer Institute, which is a really incredible time because Crescendo International is primarily for musicians actually, but now there's a group for dancers. And so the dancers and the musicians come together in this tiny little town in the wine region of Hungary. And we have an incredible time of incredible musical performances, breakout sessions, just time to hang out with the dancers and the musicians. And this year, actually, the dancers put on a performance, which was so special to be a part of. Like, truly, my friends in that group are incredible dancers that are currently dancing professionally in very big, great companies in Europe. So it was such a blessing and a unique opportunity to get to perform alongside them. I choreographed my own solo that was performed to live music. One of my favorite pieces that I've ever heard on the piano, I actually heard it the first year I went to Crescendo, this Crescendo Summer Institute, and I walked up to the musician who played it that night, and it was 2023, and I told him how much I enjoyed that piece. And it turns out that after I chose to choreograph to that piece, that same musician, the pianist, was going to be there in 2025, this summer, for CSI. And so he agreed to play the piece live for me so I could perform to it. It was so insane, so incredible, and amazing. Also, I got to speak at the Crescendo Summer Institute on how to navigate the inner critic and essentially put it in its place so we can confidently share our art, confidently and joyfully, I should say. That was very, very special. And there were so many other things. Like, I also went to, clearly, like, Crescendo is my life. I went to Switzerland earlier this year to also go to the International Leadership Conference that they have in Basel, Switzerland. I did a few days of solo traveling in Switzerland, which was so cool. Met up with my friends in Crescendo. We did the conference, and then I went through Germany with one of my friends to see some other dancers we know in southern Germany. That was amazing. And I think the last thing I'll share is I also got to perform. If you're in Austin or you've ever been here, you know about this, but I got to perform at the Long Center, which is the biggest, most beautiful stage in Austin. It was such a crazy moment because I perform with a small company here, but actually we were contracted to do a show at the Long Center, and I got to be a part of that show. And it was just it was one of those crazy life moments where I just really felt like, wow, anything is possible. Because I remember coming to Austin in 2015 to do a company audition for Ballet Austin when I was still in college. And I remember coming to Austin thinking it was such a fun city. I would love to move here one day. I was just so enamored by it. And turns out in the future, I would live here under different circumstances, not dancing for Ballet Austin or dancing professionally full-time. But in my mind, getting on the Long Center would only be possible if I danced for Ballet Austin or a company like it. So it was just such a beautiful moment to be dancing in front of an orchestra, live music, at the Long Center, in pointe shoes, the whole thing. And just to realize anything is possible. There are so many different paths to our dreams coming true, not just one. And anyway, I think I'll leave it there. I've been babbling on about the cool things in my life going on this year. I can hardly believe it, honestly. I'm incredibly grateful. Honestly, to finish this off, I do want to share openly with you that one of the odd challenges of this year has honestly been receiving this stuff. I don't know if you've ever been in a position where life just feels better than you think it can be for a little too long, at least to certain parts of my brain. I'll speak for myself. It was almost like this fear started to come up of like, life can't be this good. Surely something bad is going to happen. And it was a really odd experience to be receiving so many incredible, beautiful, joyful things that I had hoped for, worked for, prayed for, so many all at once, that I actually witnessed my brain like quite literally not being able to handle it, thinking like it was self-sabotage in a way, like surely I don't deserve this, it's going to go away, or surely Masterclass will fire me, or surely I'm going to get really injured and I can't do the show. And ultimately, none of those voices won. I didn't let them, thank goodness. But wow, honestly, it was a huge humbling lesson for me to recognize that confidence can exist for us at different thresholds. Like, I think I can speak for myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's generally true that when we reach a certain level of accomplishment and accountability, success requires accountability. At least in the way a lot of us define success, like these bigger achievements, it's like, okay, if you're going to perform on a big stage, that also comes with the responsibility of performing in front of a lot more people than you might find is comfortable for you. There's a lot more visibility, so more room for judgment, more risk with the reward that is easy to look at, the potential downside of what could happen with these things. And so ultimately, those thoughts, those feelings did not overrun or ultimately define my experience of this year, but I just want to share with you openly, like, that was a very surprising challenge of receiving these things, is realizing that parts of my mind didn't think life could actually be that good. And I thought before it happened that yeah, of course it could. But then once the reality is here, it was so interesting to realize, oh wow, fear of visibility, fear of accountability, fear of losing what's good, fear of failure, that comes up at higher levels of success and accountability. And it doesn't mean, for me or for you, if you've ever felt that you're actually not deserving or you can't do it. It doesn't actually mean that. It just means, wow, you're expanding. And that's how I learned to see it. I'm learning to expand my capacity to hold more, to do more, to be more, to share more. And ultimately, once I saw that challenge as an opportunity to grow in that way, it really reframed it. But I just wanted to share that with you in case you've ever had life be really good and you've experienced some weird conflicting feelings with that. You're not alone. So anyway, thank you so much if you're still here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for all of you. And again, if you want to sign up for my masterclass, I'll have that linked below. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a beautiful day. Bye.